Hey everyone, welcome to Native English Skills. I'm Michael and this is Emily.
Hi there. So, Michael, I have a question for you. Why do you think so many English learners get stuck at the same level for years?
Oh man, that's a really good question. I talk to people all the time and they say, I've been studying English for 5 years, but I still can't have a normal conversation.
Right? And it's not because they're not smart. It's not because they don't work hard.
Exactly. It's something else. And today we're going to talk about exactly why that happens. The good news? You don't need to do anything complicated to fix it.
Yeah, and the even better news is that you're going to improve just by listening to us today. No tests, no grammar worksheets, no stress.
Just two people talking about real stuff in English.
That's it. So if you're ready, let's jump in and figure this out together.
All right, so here's the thing. Most English learners think the problem is that they don't know enough vocabulary or grammar. They think they need to study more.
But that's not really the main issue, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, vocabulary and grammar are important, but the real problem is that people stop challenging themselves. They reach a comfortable level and they just stay there.
So what does pushing yourself actually mean? What should people be doing differently?
Well, here's what I notice with students. They learn enough to communicate and then they stop doing the hard stuff. They stop listening to things they don't fully understand.
That's really the key, isn't it? Most people want everything to be easy and comfortable.
Right. They only listen to things they can already understand 90% of, but that's not how you improve.
So you have to be a little uncomfortable?
Yeah, exactly. You have to listen to podcasts, movies, and conversations where you don't know every single word. And honestly, that's where the real learning happens.
I totally agree. When I was learning Spanish, I remember forcing myself to watch shows where I only understood maybe 60% at first.
See, and what happened?
Well, it was really hard and frustrating at first, but after a few months, I understood 90%. It changed everything.
That's the magic right there. You have to be willing to be confused for a while.
Yeah, and people don't want to do that. They want to feel smart and comfortable all the time.
Totally true. Okay, so let's talk about some vocabulary we just used.
Perfect. Michael, what's the first phrase?
The first phrase is reach a plateau.
So it means you stop making progress. You stay at the same level.
Exactly. Example sentence. I reached a plateau in my French learning after 2 years and I didn't know how to improve anymore.
And how would we use it in real conversation?
I've been studying Portuguese, but I feel like I've hit a plateau. I'm not getting any better.
Repeat after us. Reach a plateau.
Good. Next one is comfort zone.
It means the things you're familiar with, the easy stuff, the place where you feel relaxed and safe.
Example, learning new things means leaving your comfort zone, which is kind of scary, but necessary.
We'd say, I know I need to leave my comfort zone if I want to speak English better.
Repeat after us. Comfort zone.
Next phrase is push yourself.
It means to challenge yourself, to do something harder than usual, to not give up when things get difficult.
Example, you have to push yourself to understand movies and podcasts, even when it's hard.
We might say, I'm pushing myself to listen to English documentaries, even though they're pretty difficult.
Repeat after us. Push yourself.
The last phrase is hit a wall or hit a plateau. It's similar, but hit a wall is when you suddenly can't improve anymore. It's like you're stuck.
Example, I hit a wall in my English learning and I didn't know what to do.
We'd say a lot of students hit a wall around the intermediate level because they stop challenging themselves.
Repeat after us. Hit a wall.
Great. So now we've got that vocabulary down.
Okay, so let me ask you a question for our listeners. What's one thing you did today where you left your comfort zone? Even something small. Think about that for a second.
Yeah, and another one. Have you ever felt like you hit a plateau in something you were learning? What did you do about it? Take a moment and think about it.
These are good questions to think about because they help you understand your own learning process.
Absolutely. Okay, so moving on. I want to talk about something that people argue about all the time.
Oh, what's that?
Is it better to listen a lot or is it better to speak a lot? Some people say you should be listening constantly and other people say you need to be speaking and practicing conversations.
Oh, that's a huge debate. Where do you stand on it?
Honestly, I think both are important, but people don't understand how they work together.
Explain that. I'm curious.
Okay, so listening is like filling up your brain with English. You hear how native speakers talk. You pick up rhythm, accent, new vocabulary, expressions. It's input.
Right? That's input.
And then speaking is output. You take what you've heard and you use it. But here's the thing that frustrates me.
What?
A lot of people skip the input part and go straight to speaking. They think, I need to practice speaking, so I'm just going to talk. But they haven't filled their brain with enough English.
Oh, so they're trying to speak before they've listened enough?
Exactly. It's like, how can you speak naturally if you haven't heard natural English? You'll just sound like a textbook.
That's so true. So you're saying listening comes first?
Not exactly first, but listening should always be happening. It should be constant. While you're listening, you can also be speaking, but you need way more input than output.
How much more?
I'd say for every 1 hour you speak, you should be listening for at least 3 or 4 hours.
Wow, that's a big difference.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean 4 hours of boring, intense studying. You can listen while you're driving, cooking, exercising, doing laundry.
Oh, that changes things. So you can just be listening all the time.
Exactly! That's the secret that nobody talks about. The most successful language learners I know, they're listening to English constantly. But it's not formal, they're just living their lives and English is playing in the background.
So, like, they're listening to podcasts while they exercise, listening to audiobooks during their commute, maybe watching Netflix at night?
Yes, exactly! It's not special time they set aside, it's just integrated into their life.
And then when they do practice speaking, their brain already knows what good English sounds like, so they can sound more natural.
Right, their ear is trained, their brain is full of examples, so when they open their mouth, better English comes out.
That makes so much sense. Okay, vocabulary time.
The first one is input.
It means information or things that go into your brain, like listening and reading are forms of input.
Example, you need a lot of input before you can produce good output in a language.
We'd say, I'm trying to get more input by listening to English podcasts every day.
Repeat after us. Input.
Next is output.
It's what comes out of you. Speaking and writing are output. It's the opposite of input.
Example, if you don't have enough input, your output will be limited and unnatural.
We'd say, I want to improve my output, so I've been speaking with friends more often.
Repeat after us. Output.
The next phrase is textbook English.
Oh, I like this one. It means English that sounds like it comes from a book. Formal, not natural, not how real people talk.
Example, he spoke perfect English, but it sounded very textbook and formal.
We might say, I don't want to sound textbook English. I want to sound like a real person.
Repeat after us. Textbook English.
And the last one is commute.
It's the trip you take to get to work or school, usually every day.
Example, my commute is 1 hour, so I listen to English podcasts to make the time useful.
We'd say, during my commute, I listen to audiobooks instead of music.
Repeat after us. Commute.
Perfect. So quick question for our listeners.
Yeah, what do you think?
How much time do you currently spend listening to English every day? And be honest.
Yeah, and how much time do you spend speaking English?
Think about those numbers. Are you listening more than you're speaking?
That's the question to ask yourself.
All right, let's talk about something that really affects people's fluency. Confidence.
Oh, I'm glad you brought this up. This is a big one.
So many people can actually speak English better than they think they can, but they don't because they're scared.
Scared of what?
Of sounding stupid, of making mistakes, of people judging them.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I see this all the time. Someone will know the vocabulary, they know the grammar, but they just freeze up when they have to speak.
And it's so sad because the only thing stopping them is their own mind.
How do people get over that?
Well, first they have to understand that everybody makes mistakes. Native speakers make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time.
You do, all the time.
Thanks for that.
I mean, like, everyone does. It's totally normal.
Right, so here's the thing. People who are fluent, they're not fluent because they never make mistakes. They're fluent because they're not afraid to make mistakes. They just keep talking.
And they learn from the mistakes.
Exactly. They'll say something wrong and someone will correct them and they'll remember it next time.
So it's kind of a practice, right? The more you practice being uncomfortable, the more comfortable it becomes.
That's perfect. And then there's the perfectionist problem.
Oh, what's that?
A lot of people won't speak until they have the perfect sentence ready in their head. They're thinking and thinking and thinking.
While the conversation is happening.
Exactly. And by the time they've thought of the perfect thing to say, the conversation has moved on. They've missed the moment.
So they should just speak imperfectly?
Completely imperfectly. It's actually better that way. Real people don't talk in perfect sentences anyway. We talk messily. We pause, we correct ourselves, we say and
That's so true. When I listen to myself in English, I'm like, oh, I say 1,000 times.
Right? That's real English.
So people should just start speaking, even if it's not perfect, and especially even if they're nervous.
Yes, 100%. The confidence comes from doing it, not from feeling ready.
Oh, I love that. Okay, let's do vocabulary.
First phrase is freeze up.
It means to suddenly become very tense or scared and unable to move or speak, like your body stops working.
Example, during my presentation, I froze up and couldn't remember what I was going to say.
We'd say, every time I try to speak English in front of people, I freeze up.
Repeat after us. Freeze up.
Next is perfectionist.
Someone who wants everything to be perfect, someone who doesn't accept mistakes. They're very hard on themselves.
Example, he's a perfectionist, so he often feels stressed because things are never good enough.
We might say, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to English, which sometimes stops me from practicing.
Repeat after us. Perfectionist.
The next one is speak imperfectly.
It means to talk, knowing that you'll make mistakes and sound a little bit wrong, to just accept that your English won't be perfect.
Example, I decided to speak imperfectly instead of staying silent, and I learned so much.
We'd say, I had to get over my fear of speaking imperfectly, and now I'm so much more confident.
Repeat after us. Speak imperfectly.
Last one is perfectionist problem.
This is a phrase that describes how perfectionism stops people from learning.
Example, the perfectionist problem is that you won't try anything until you're ready, and you're never ready.
All right, so question time for you guys.
Have you ever held back from speaking English because you wanted it to be perfect?
And if you have, what would happen if you just let that go tomorrow? What would change?
Think about that.
Okay, so let me tell you a little story.
Okay, I'm ready.
I had a student named Carlos. He was from Brazil. Really smart guy. He had been learning English for about 7 years.
Wow, 7 years.
And he could write really well. He could read everything. But when it came to speaking, he just couldn't do it. He was so anxious.
That's the classic situation.
Right. So one day, I basically told him, you're speaking to me right now. You're doing it. You're not perfect, but you're doing it.
And what did he say?
He was like, no, I'm not really speaking. I don't know, he couldn't see it.
He didn't realize he was already doing it.
Exactly. He had this mental block. His definition of speaking English was like Hollywood-level fluent or nothing.
But he was already speaking English.
He was already doing it. So I pushed him. I said, okay, this week I want you to have one conversation in English with a stranger. Just a normal conversation.
What did he do?
He was terrified, but he did it. He went to a coffee shop and ordered coffee in English, and he had a small chat with the barista.
And?
He said afterward that it was weird, but he survived. Nobody thought he was stupid. The barista was actually really nice and encouraging.
That's the thing people don't expect.
Right, and then the next week he did it again, and it got easier. And by the end of 3 months, he was having real conversations. His speaking improved so much. What changed? He took action. He stopped being afraid, and he realized that people don't judge you as hard as you judge yourself. That's such an important lesson. Yeah, and he's fluent now. He works as an English trainer, actually. That's amazing. So confidence really was the thing holding him back. It was 90% of it. The skills were there. The words were there. He just needed to believe in himself. I love that story. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about, a lot of people worry so much about their accent. Oh, pronunciation. Yeah, people are really anxious about that. Like, they think my accent is not perfect, so nobody will understand me. But that's not true, right?
Not at all. I've understood English from so many different accents. Spanish accents, Indian accents, French accents, Korean accents.
All different accents.
Yeah, and the accent doesn't really matter. What matters is how clear you are and how confidently you speak.
So someone could have a thick accent but still be perfectly understood.
Absolutely. If they speak clearly and confidently, they're totally understandable. But I see people with subtle accents who aren't understood because they mumble or they're not confident.
All because they're speaking too quietly or too fast.
Right. They're not speaking deliberately. They're rushing. And that's actually worse than having an accent.
So what should people do about their accent?
Honestly, don't even worry about it. Seriously, focus on clarity. Speak slowly, pronounce each word clearly, speak with confidence. That's it.
So the goal isn't to get rid of your accent. The goal is to be understood.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Even native speakers have accents. People from different parts of America sound totally different from each other.
Yeah, someone from Texas sounds different from someone from New York.
Completely different, but they're both speaking English perfectly.
Well, that's a good point. So maybe people should relax about their accent.
Totally. But if someone really wants to improve their pronunciation, there's stuff they can do.
Like what?
Well, they can shadow native speakers. That means listening to something and repeating it at the same time. It helps train your mouth to make the right shapes.
Oh, we should actually explain shadowing better.
Yeah, let's do that. So you find something you like, maybe a movie scene or a podcast episode. You listen to one sentence, then you repeat it out loud at the same time the person is saying it.
Like you're trying to copy their voice.
Exactly. Your mouth learns the rhythm and the sounds. It's really effective.
And you can do it anytime?
Anytime. It's actually pretty fun once you get into it.
Nice. Okay, vocabulary.
First one is accent.
It's the way someone pronounces words because of where they're from. Like a British accent sounds different from an American accent.
Example, his accent was strong, but I could understand him perfectly because he spoke clearly.
We'd say, I used to worry so much about my accent, but I realized it doesn't really matter.
Repeat after us, accent.
Next is thick accent.
It means an accent that's very strong and noticeable. It's harder to understand, but not impossible.
Example, she had a thick accent, but she was such a good storyteller that everyone understood the story.
We'd say, I worry I have a thick accent when I speak English.
Repeat after us, thick accent.
The next phrase is mumble.
It means to speak unclearly, usually quietly and without opening your mouth much. You're hard to understand.
Example, don't mumble when you speak. Open your mouth and pronounce words clearly.
We'd say, I tend to mumble when I'm nervous, which makes me harder to understand.
Repeat after us, mumble.
And the last one is shadow.
In language learning, it means to listen to something and repeat it out loud at the same time, like you're following the speaker's words.
Example, if I shadow English movies, my pronunciation gets better really quickly.
We'd say, I've been shadowing podcast episodes and my listening comprehension has improved so much.
Repeat after us, shadow.
Perfect. All right, next topic.
So we've talked about plateaus, input and output, confidence, and accent. What's next?
I want to talk about something that nobody really thinks about, but it's actually huge.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Consistency versus intensity.
Oh, that's interesting. Explain that.
So a lot of people think, I'm going to do this 1 week intensive course and I'll become fluent.
Like they do one really hard week?
Right. They do 8 hours of English every day for 1 week, and then they stop.
And then what happens?
They forget everything. Their brain doesn't hold on to it.
Why is that?
Because your brain learns through repetition, regular, consistent repetition over time, not one big blast of information.
So 30 minutes every day is better than 10 hours on one day?
Way better, like exponentially better. It's actually not even close.
Why?
Because of something called spaced repetition. When you encounter information regularly, spread out over time, your brain moves it from short-term memory to long-term memory.
Ah, so it actually sticks?
It actually sticks, but if you do it all at once, it just doesn't. You forget it within a week.
So someone who listens to a podcast for 30 minutes every single day will get better much faster than someone who does a 4-hour intense study session once a month.
Completely. And here's what I think is cool about that.
What?
You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have hours and hours of time. 30 minutes a day, everyone can do that.
You just have to be consistent.
Exactly. Consistency is way more important than intensity.
And that's actually more manageable for people's lives.
So much more. Like you have a job, you have a family, you have stuff to do. You can't always do 8-hour study sessions, but 30 minutes, you can listen to a podcast while you're making dinner.
Absolutely.
So that's the real secret, not working harder, but working regularly.
I love that.
And here's the weird thing. People who do 30 minutes every day often end up progressing faster than people who try to do 2 hours on the weekend.
Because of that consistent repetition thing.
Right. Their brain is getting signals every single day that this language is important. It's reinforcing all the time.
Versus someone who does it once a week. Their brain's like, oh, we don't really use this language every day, so let me not prioritize keeping it.
That's a good way to think about it. Okay, vocabulary.
First is consistency.
It means doing something regularly and reliably, like every day or every week, the same way.
Example, consistency is more important than intensity when you're learning a language.
We'd say, I've improved so much because of my consistency. I practice every single day.
Repeat after us, consistency.
Next is intensive.
It means very concentrated, very focused, and very hard for a short period of time.
Example, I did an intensive Spanish course last summer and I learned so much in just 2 weeks.
We'd say intensive study is good sometimes, but it's not as effective as consistent practice.
Repeat after us, intensive.
The next phrase is spaced repetition.
It's a study technique where you see or hear information again after some time has passed, and then again after more time. It helps your brain remember it.
Example, using spaced repetition, you review vocabulary multiple times over several weeks.
We'd say spaced repetition is the best way to remember new vocabulary.
Repeat after us, spaced repetition.
And the last one is short-term memory and long-term memory.
Short term is what you remember for a few minutes or hours. Long term is what you remember for a long time, maybe forever.
Example, information in your short-term memory disappears quickly, but spaced repetition moves it to long-term memory.
We'd say, I want this vocabulary in my long-term memory, not just short-term.
Repeat after us. Long-term memory.
Great, so now I want to ask you something.
Sure.
How consistent are you right now with English? Are you doing something every single day, or is it more sporadic?
Yeah, and if it's sporadic, what's one small thing you could do every day?
Like, it doesn't have to be a big commitment. It could just be listening to a podcast while you shower.
Or reading English news for 10 minutes with your coffee.
Exactly, something small that you can actually stick with. Okay, so let's talk about something we haven't touched on yet. Building real connections.
Oh, this is important.
A lot of people study English alone. They listen to podcasts alone, they do apps alone, they watch videos alone.
And
They never really use English to connect with other humans.
Which is the whole point, right?
Completely. Language is about communication. It's about connecting with other people. But a lot of learners never do that.
Why do you think that is?
Fear, mostly. They're afraid to talk to real people. It feels riskier than talking to an app or a teacher.
yeah, an app doesn't judge you.
Right, an app doesn't care if you make mistakes, but real people are unpredictable.
What do you mean?
Well, a real conversation might go in a direction you didn't expect. They might ask you something you don't know how to answer. They might talk fast or have an accent you're not used to.
So there's more variables.
Exactly, but that's actually where the real learning happens.
How do people start doing that if they're scared?
They start small. They don't try to have a deep conversation about philosophy. They just talk about something simple with someone.
Like what?
Like talk to someone at a market, ask where something is, order coffee and have a little chat, go to a language exchange meetup, join an online community.
These are low-stakes conversations.
Exactly, low stakes. If it goes badly, it doesn't matter. You'll never see the person again, probably.
And if it goes well?
You've just had a real conversation in English, and that's huge for your confidence in your learning.
And you learn real English, not textbook English.
Yeah, real English, real rhythm, real expressions. It's so different from what you study in a classroom.
I think that's actually the most important part.
Me too. Learning by connecting with real people, doing real things in real time, that's where fluency comes from.
Absolutely.
So we should do vocabulary for this section.
Good idea. First phrase.
Real connection.
It means a genuine, meaningful relationship or understanding between people, when you really communicate and understand each other.
Example, learning a language is better when you make real connections with native speakers.
We'd say I made a real connection with someone from England when we started speaking English together.
Repeat after us. Real connection.
Next is unpredictable.
It means you don't know what will happen. You can't plan for it because you don't know what to expect.
Example, real conversations are unpredictable because you never know where they'll go.
We'd say, I was nervous because conversations with native speakers feel unpredictable to me.
Repeat after us. Unpredictable.
The next one is low stakes.
It means there's not much risk. If something goes wrong, it's not a big deal.
Example, I like practicing English in low-stakes situations, like chatting with a barista, because it's less stressful.
We'd say start with low-stakes conversations to build your confidence.
Repeat after us. Low stakes.
And the last phrase is language exchange.
It's when two people who speak different languages practice with each other. One person speaks English and the other person speaks their native language.
Example, I found a language exchange partner online and we practice English and Spanish together.
We'd say language exchange is a great way to practice English with someone who's learning my language.
Repeat after us. Language exchange.
Perfect. So here's a question for you.
Yeah?
Who do you know that speaks English or would be willing to practice English with you?
And if you don't know anyone, what's one way you could find someone?
Maybe online, maybe at a local meetup, maybe through an app. There are so many options now.
Think about that.
All right, we're getting near the end and I want to wrap up with something important.
Okay, what's that?
I want to remind you of something that we talked about today.
Sure.
Fluency is not about perfection. It's not about knowing every word. It's not about having a perfect accent.
What is it about?
It's about being willing to be uncomfortable. It's about consistent practice. It's about connecting with real people.
And it's about having input all the time.
Right, listening constantly and then using what you hear when you speak.
So if someone's feeling stuck, what should they do?
First, they should notice where the problem is. Is it fear? Is it lack of input? Is it perfectionism?
And then?
They pick one thing and they focus on it. They don't try to fix everything at once.
That's smart.
Yeah, like if they're held back by fear, they commit to one low-stakes conversation this week.
Or if they're not getting enough input, they start listening to a podcast every day.
Exactly. One small change. That's it.
And they keep doing that consistently.
Yes, they do it for a month and then they notice how much better they are.
I think that's really good advice.
And here's the last thing I want to say.
What?
Learning English is not a race. It's not a competition. You're not trying to beat anyone.
You're just trying to be better than you were yesterday.
Exactly. And you know what? You're already improving just by listening to this podcast.
You really are.
Your ear is getting better. You're hearing natural English. You're hearing expressions you might use later.
And every time you listen, your brain is learning.
So just keep doing this. Keep listening. Stay consistent. Be brave when it's scary. And you will become fluent.
I totally believe that.
I'm not saying it will be fast or easy, but it will happen.
If you stay consistent.
Right. Okay, so let me ask you one question before we go.
Okay.
For our listeners, tell us in the comments, what's the biggest thing that's been holding you back from becoming fluent in English?
Yeah, tell us. Is it confidence? Is it not enough input? Is it perfectionism?
We really want to know because your struggles are probably the same as other people's struggles.
And maybe we can help in a future episode.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much for listening today.
Yeah, thanks for spending 20 minutes with us.
If you liked this episode, please like and subscribe.
It really helps us reach more people who are trying to improve their English.
And listen, if you watch this regularly, I promise you will improve.
Just by listening, your English will get better. I know it sounds simple, but it's true.
So come back next week. We're going to talk about something really cool.
See you then.
Bye, everyone. Keep listening and keep improving.
Bye.